Welcome to all creators. All of you are welcome to this grand program jointly organized by JCI Palghat and JCI Palghat, JCI Nemmara and JCI Bangladesh. First of all, I would like to invite our famous person, our resourceful person today, National President of JCI Bangladesh, Sarah Kamal ma'am. Sarah Kamal ma'am, welcome to this program. Next, I would like to welcome our National President of JCI India. In his absence, he will be with us during the closing ceremony. Anish Matthew sir, welcome you sir in your absence. Next, I would like to welcome the body and brain event, our own PNP, past night of JCI India. Next, I'd like to welcome our faculty today, renowned trainer Pritam ji of JCI India. Welcome you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our moderator today, Mahathir Hussain sir from JCI Bangladesh, and our own, the youngest senator of JCI India, our pride of JCI Palghat, JCI Senator Varsha S. Kumar, to this program. Welcome you, Varsha. Next, I would like to welcome the four pillars. Anandaraman, the president of JCI Nemmara, to this program. Welcome you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome sir from Dhaka Achievers. I would like to welcome Wasif Wahat sir from Dhaka East, and no words will be the real substitute for the hearty welcome to all my dear ladies and gentlemen, all my dear friends from Bangladesh who are here by accepting our invitation to make this program a great success. Once again, welcome you all. All of you are welcome to this grand event. Once again, thank you, moderator, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Senator Srajit. I think that was an amazing welcome for all of us. I think this was a brainchild for two individuals, and both of them are here. One is Santosh, the other one is the National President of JCI Bangladesh. So without further ado, I would like to request our National President for JCI Bangladesh, Senator Sarah Kamal, for inaugurating the 4 ACEs. So over to you, Senator Sarah Kamal.
A very good morning to the past National President, Santosh Kumar, the local President, Srijit S. Nair, the respective trainers, Pritam, Arman, Irfan, and of course Santosh Bhai, all the national officers, local presidents, local board members, and the hospital organization, JCI members. A very good morning. This is indeed a very good opportunity for both the countries, for JCI Bangladesh and JCI India, that during this pandemic, we are utilizing the time to go across the border, not physically, but through this virtual world and getting something out of it. I think this is a fantastic opportunity, and I wish both JCI Bangladesh and JCI India all the best. And I hope that you guys enjoy this series of webinars that has been arranged by you. I mean, a lot of hard work has taken place behind the scenes. So thank you, everybody, and I hope you enjoy. And without any further delay, I hand over this session to the trainer, and best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sarapu. I think those words really inspire a lot of us to be here. But before we move on to the trainer, I think it's very important that we need to introduce the trainer and tell why that trainer is so good at training more than almost close to 500 people, right? So I think that part will be taken care by Varsha S. Kumar. So I would request Varsha S. Kumar to introduce us to the trainer, Pritam K. Goswami, right? The topic for today is will also be explained, and whatever we expected from the topic will also be explained by Varsha S. Kumar. Before I hand it over, just letting everyone know that I have given you the power to unmute yourself as well, or mute yourself. So the power is over to you. And you know, with great power comes great responsibilities, right? So make sure you unmute yourself while someone is talking so that it's easier for all of us to hear. If you have any questions, please direct them in the chat box or ask the questions after the session is over. We'll have a separate QA session for that. So over to you, Varsha S. Kumar.
Good morning to all. This trainer par excellence and leader with a proven track record was born and brought up in Kota, Rajasthan. He has completed his chartered accountancy course from Delhi and he is qualified diploma in information system audit. He has qualified Excel from JCI University, Chesterfield, USA. He has also done postgraduate diploma in business administration from Symbiosis, Pune, and he became an international training fellow of JCI Trainings USA in 2010, and he was the 8th international training fellow from India. He is a neuro-linguistic programming coach and conducts NLP workshops around the globe. He took his master training of NLP in London from the co-creator of NLP, Dr. Richard Bandler. He has been faculty to many JCI and JCI events, including JCI Presenter, Trainer, Designer, Nalanta, Train the Trainers Workshop, ABLE, etc. He has taken courses in 5 aspects and 5 World Congresses. He joined JCI in 1997 and served as a zone president in 2008 and the national director in 2009. He is the author of 3 books on self-improvement and has traveled to almost 30 countries for training and social commitments. With immense pleasure and happiness, let me introduce the trainer of Day 1 of 4 ACEs, JC Pritam Goswami.
A very good morning to all the members, and first of all, I would like to recognize our national president from JCI Bangladesh, Sara Kamal. JCI India national president is not on board, Anish Matthew. The moderator, training commissioner of JCI Bangladesh, Mehdi Hossain. The coordinator of this program, Vice President Training JCI Palghat, Varsha S. Kumar. And I would like to thank 2 people, specifically PNP Santosh Kumar, who has considered me for this wonderful opportunity. Past National President S. Ravi Shankar sir from India. And also my friend and last year Nalandian, National Director of Bangladesh, Mahira Habib from Bangladesh. So thank you so much, and I welcome participants from Bangladesh, from India, and few of them are from Sri Lanka and Nepal, and a couple of them are from Dubai as well. Today's training program is one of my favorite, based on self-empowerment. And after listening to it, you will not find that I have talked something new. We all know. But on daily basis, on regular basis, all of us want that food for thought. And that is going to help you recharge yourself in this tough time through various case studies, through various interesting and interesting stories, very simple ideas I will share about your life. So let me share my screen first and then start the program. The title of the program is Sunrise Within You. Sunrise within you means you can be a better human being, better performer in your life. Can you see my screen?
Not
I
not
think
visible. It is black only. The screen didn't come. Pritam, the screen didn't come. You can share it again. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's visible.
Okay, so I start with a story that how you can create your own worth. How you can create your own worth. It's a very old story. I read in a self-help book that a very famous violinist expired and his family members decided to auction his violin. Okay. So information was spread across the society and many people gathered to participate in that auction. So the person who was auctioning this violin kept the violin in front of everyone and started the bidding process with $100 and told about the violin and the person who used to use this violin. So he said that the minimum bid price for this violin is $100. But after 5 minutes of this minimum price announcement, nobody came forward to buy it. So auctioneer had no other option but to reduce the price. So he said, okay, if you're not interested, if you're finding $100 to be very expensive, I reduce it to $80. Still nobody was interested. It was further reduced to $50. Still nobody was interested. Finally, the price went down to $1. He was such a famous violinist. The violin was very, very, antique item. And when it came down to $1, an old man stood up from the crowd, came forward, picked the violin in his hand, took his hanky out of his pocket, cleaned the dust of violin, tightened the strings of the violin, and started playing the violin. And everybody got mesmerized with the beautiful music coming out of it. After 3-4 minutes presentation, that old man kept the violin on the table and told that auctioneer, you should start auction afresh. But now minimum price is $1. So he started announcing, okay, who's interested? I'm starting it once again with $1. So somebody in the crowd stood up and say $50. Somebody says $80. Somebody says $100. Finally, the same violin, which nobody was even ready to buy for $1, it was sold in that auction for $5,000. What happened in those 3-4 minutes? Because the way violin was presented in front of people, most of people thought that it is not usable. So that old man came forward, cleaned the dust, and made it usable. And not only made it usable, but also, showed it to people that how it can be used and how useful this could be. My dear friends, we are very lucky that we are born and brought up in good families. We live in good countries, in good cities. We have very good amount of knowledge and education. But slowly and gradually, when we present ourselves in front of people, do we clean ourselves? Cleaning doesn't mean cleaning the dust here. Do we sharpen our saw? To keep renewing ourselves in terms of knowledge, temperaments, and attitudes? If not, you may need to do. So the program is totally based on that philosophy, how to renew yourself. And my dear friends, this is $1 million. This is a lifetime opportunity for each one of us, this pandemic lockdown period. And each one of us must spend this time to renew ourselves, to renew our energy, to renew our knowledge, so that we can, after lockdown gets over, we can bounce back with 200 or 300% more energy. So I have a question for all of you here, and you can write the answers in chat box. You have 2 answers to be given over here. Just think about your life till today and identify the most important achievement of your life till date. Number 2, how do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself 25 years from now? Where do you want to reach? What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to find yourself in 25 years old time? And what is your greatest achievement till today? So please write in chat box. I give you a couple of minutes and let me see what you guys are writing. I'm still waiting for your answers because I'm seeing the chat box. Okay, so somebody's writing that smile is my greatest achievement. Okay. Joining JCI is the greatest achievement of my life till date. Gaining the knowledge through JCI. I did not attract any negative habit. This is also my one of the achievement. Okay. Anybody else? Education and experience, positivity, cuteness, helping others. Oh, that's interesting. Helping others. Starting a school at my school, in my village. Changing the society for a better cause. So now people have started sending their answers and to create millionaires, service to humanity. So my dear friends, why I am asking these 2 questions? Why I'm asking these 2 questions? I'll be giving you a response in my next 2 slides. My question is, we need to ask ourselves, when we talk about achievements, why achievements are necessary? Why achievements are necessary? And when I ask this question face to face, people give different replies. Sir, achievements give us a lot of motivation. Achievements give us courage to move forward. Achievement gives us energy and motivation to do more bigger and daunting tasks in our life. And achievements make us feel proud of ourselves. Achievement gives me satisfaction. Yes, God has given me an opportunity to be a human being, and I did justice with this role. I did justice with this role. So if you remove, say you reach to an age of 80, 85, and if your grandchildren ask you someday, grandfather or grandmother, tell me what is your greatest achievement of your life, and if you do not have a few to share, you'll find that what did I do justice with my 85 years of my life? Life gave me all the opportunities. Life made it possible for me to meet various JCI members, to explore the whole world. But did I do justice? And my dear friends, what do we mean by achievement? I like few of the answers. Of course, smiling is an achievement. Bringing a smile on somebody's face is also an achievement. But for me, real achievement is my conduct, through my act, through my contribution. If I'm able to bring smile on somebody's face, if I'm able to create positive difference in society, if I'm able to create positive difference in somebody's life, if I'm able to leave legacy, this is the real achievement. Of course. And I'm very happy to see so many answers people wrote. So that's why achievements are necessary. If you reduce achievements, so today it is time for each one of us to ponder, to give it a thought. What are my achievements till today? And did my achievements reach out to people? Even if my achievements could benefit 2 people, could change their life just by 5%, I would call it an achievement. If you do not find such achievements, please think about it. My second question was, where do you see yourself in 25 years from now? And there is a slide and it says, are you aware of your destination? Trust me, my dear friends, most of us are from JCI. Training, becoming better, active citizenship are the values of JCI. And we know, but when I go to seminars, when I conduct seminars, when I ask people how JCI has a vision, All big organizations have that vision and mission. But when I ask people, how many of you have written goals? Most of us are trainers. Many of us are trainers. But when I conduct my NLP seminars, and on day one, because I have to take their written goals, most of the trainers commit the same mistake. They don't know how to write goals, though we teach in our goal setting program how to write goals. And even if you have those goals, which can be achieved in next 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, we do not have that vision and mission which we have for organization. So if I do not have the destination defined in my life, I'll be traveling like randomly, and 5 years walking on a wrong path. If I come to know, no, this is not my destination, I should go in other direction. My dear friends, life is a drawing without an eraser. This is one life. If you spend 1 day, 1 month in a wrong decision, walking on a wrong path, you are not getting that 1 month back. So that's why it is very necessary to identify where exactly you want to go. And I was reading a couple of lines somewhere. And when I see people living, they live if they will never go. Okay? And when they leave forever from this earth, it looks as if they never existed on the earth. My dear friends, living legacy means even if I'm not existing in this world, how many people are remembering me other than my family members because of contribution I make to this society? And that's why this is one of my favorite quotes. The title of today's program is a title of my own book, Sunrise Within You. And my book starts with this quote of Sir Martin Luther King. And this quote actually I discovered through JCI only, because one of the JCI program I got to know about this quote. If a man has not discovered something that he'll die for, he is not fit to live. Wonderful quote. If you do not have one single goal in your life, one single purpose in your life for which you can go to any extent, you can do anything in your life to achieve that goal. If we do not have goal, we must think, do I deserve this life or not? That's a wonderful, my dear friends. So while doing all these things, now I'm coming on a small tips. And even if whatever I'm discussing with you guys today, even if 10% or 15, 20% we are able to apply in our life with sincerity, dedication, honesty, my dear friend, there would be a 360-degree change in our life, our perception, our thought process, the outcome which we have in our lives. We need to be honest with ourselves. If you just go back last 10, 20 years of your own life, you will realize the maximum amount of dishonesty we have done is with ourselves. How many times we decided that I will not react, I will not be angry, I will be disciplined, I will be punctual, tomorrow I'll be waking up early in the morning, I'll be working out on daily basis. So many such promises, resolutions we might have made with ourselves. But how many times we kept those promises? Because when I break the promise given to somebody else, I felt humiliated when that person comes, you are a liar, you are a cheater because you broke your promise. But when I break my promise, nobody comes and tells me that I did something wrong. I may feel guilty for some time. But after some time, I even stop feeling guilty that, okay, I'm doing something wrong. My dear friends, from today, please note that let us be honest with ourselves. What does it mean? What does it mean that being honest with yourself? Number one, forget about others. Whatever promise you make to yourself, please fulfill them. If you have doubt that if you want to leave smoking, if you have doubt on your willpower, just do not make that promise unless you have that willpower. If you want to wake up early in the morning, and if you think you can fulfill that promise to yourself, do it. Otherwise, don't do it. But trust me, dear friends, once you start following your own promises, complying with it, feeling honest with yourself, you will have a different amount of outcomes in your life. The percentage of your success, a percentage of your outcome in your favor will be far better than what it is right now. And one thing more I want to ask you again, and you are not supposed to answer this question to anybody else. You need to answer this question to yourself. That do you think that whatever I have done till today, have I done justice with my potential to the extent of 100%? Means whatever you have done, it was not possible for you to go beyond that. And my dear friends, 99 out of 100 people will say, I'm sorry, sir. And if I seriously introspect over my last 10, 20 years, I will realize that I would have done much better. I would have done much better, more hard work. I would have been more positive in my life. The second question you must ask yourself, are you playing all your roles effectively? And you have multiple roles. Let us talk about your own roles. Role toward yourself, role toward your health, role towards your knowledge, role towards your profession, role towards your family, role towards your spouse, your kids, your parents, your office colleagues, your friends, your society, your country, this world as a whole, role towards environment. Forget about these number of roles. Just focus only 4 or 5 important roles. Are you able to do justice with these roles? My question number 2. My question number 3, miracles do not happen in one day. Okay. You cannot become celebrity or big or a billionaire in one day or a 1 month. Every day you have to do a smaller task to be one. You might have seen various big trees, but they do not become big trees in one day. What is to be done every single day? Read something new, do something new, read your goals, and think about it. How your daily activities, how your daily targets, how your daily behavior and action contributing towards attainment of your goals and personal vision. And I've been talking about this 4th one. Are you ready to face future challenges? And people did not take it seriously. This may not be applicable for us. Maybe this is applicable for business and companies because of changing technologies can make them obsolete. But my dear friends, after pandemic, each and everybody in this world is worried about the future challenges we have. Not about the survival of ourselves, not about the survival of humanity, but also survival of the economies, but also survival of the businesses. And just think about it. I have seen many people in these 30, 40 days learning new skills, learning new technologies, thinking about new business, diversifying about new business. But why don't we do that in normal course? Why don't we think about it when our business is running good? My dear friends, change is one thing which is permanent. Whether pandemic happens or not, but change will never stop. Those who are running, those who are changing according to the changing time, those who are perceiving the change before change happens are the people who stay in the fray, in the competition. So please individually think about it. Are you ready to face future challenges which are going to come in front of you? And this is the introspection, my dear friends. And you know the answers of all the four things. And even if you're able to find answers of 2 questions, even if you're able to implement 1 or 2 questions, answers in your life, there would be sea change in your life in next couple of years. And my dear friends, if I talk about the tragedy, I talk about the tragedy of a life. Tragedy of life is not death, but what we let die inside of us while we live. And this makes me, furious at times. I'm a chartered accountant by profession. And when see many friends of mine of my age who are settled in their career for last almost 25 years, and I see no excitement on their faces, no zeal to enhance their business, no positivity, no enthusiasm to upgrade their personality and knowledge level. They have no hunger of growth. And I see, why, man, why are you living? What is the purpose of living, you guys? You can't help yourself. How would you be able to help this society? Society expect we educated people, society expect we prosperous people to contribute. But my dear friends, yeah, how many people listening, I don't know, but please note it. Let us not get that excitement, energy, positivity die while we are living. The tragedy is not the death, my dear friends. And when we try to recognize who am I, when we try to recognize what I possess, what I lack, there are only 4 simple principles. And I'm not teaching you, I'm not preaching you anything new, but they are very simple. There are 4 principles of recognizing yourself. When I ask you to speak about 5 or 7 good qualities about you, you can speak about it. When I tell you the weaknesses of yours or challenges of yours or areas of improvement of your life, you can also tell me about that. But if I ask you, what are those qualities in your life, in your personality, which you yourself is not aware about? And 4th one is more dangerous, my dear friend. What are those weaknesses? What are those areas of your personality you're not aware of? Yes. Before JCI was the platform, my dear friends, where I first time came on stage and spoke over mic. Till my first 25 years of age, I never held mic in my hands because I know that I can't speak. But when I joined JCI and got the opportunity to participate in public speaking workshop, that day when I won the prize, I got to know that yes, I can speak well, and I was not aware about this very skill of mine, this very quality of mine. Similarly, you may have many such qualities which are not yet explored by you. It is time to explore them. There is a process how to explore them. And more dangerous is, I was having a big size ego when I joined JCI. I wasn't aware of it. And nobody even told me that I have ego. But when slowly and gradually I took leadership positions, I become loan president, I become state vice president, I become state president, and I become national director. By being, I was mentored the past national president like Santosh Kumar and so many such seniors of mine. I am what I am because of these people. I was not knowing. If I wouldn't have joined JCI, maybe many of my weaknesses might have existed today. I'm not saying that I don't have any weaknesses today, but there has to be a process of constant, continuous introspection and knowing what are those weaknesses still I'm not aware of. The most important thing is, because my whole seminar is based on you and your inner self. And where do we hurt ourselves? I'm talking about this. Where do we stop ourselves growing further in our life? I'm talking about all those things. The population of this world is 700 crores. Okay. And you will not find one single person who is very similar to you. Your thinking, the way you work, your attitude, your vision, your goal, your skills, your weaknesses, everything is different. Let us not make ourselves a carbon copy or photocopy of somebody else. Franklin Roosevelt said that the comparison is the thief of joy. The best comparison you can do is with yourself. Compare yourself. What I was 6 months back and what I am today. If I grew 10% in last 6 months, credit goes to me. Of course, you can seek inspiration and motivation by seeing somebody growing, doing better. Somebody in my vicinity becoming a big leader, big celebrity, better speaker than me, having more fan following. I should not compare myself. Rather, I should fetch inspiration and motivation to become like that person. And in the whole process of this self-realization, in the whole process of having that sunrise within you, the most important thing is, the most painful thing is discipline. When I want to wake up early in the morning and going for jogging, what it takes? Discipline. When I want to work tirelessly for my business, what it takes? Discipline. When I want to be consistent to pursue or follow a particular goal, what it takes? A discipline. Even if I am having a headache and I have to finish an assignment and I'm not postponing it to the next day, and I want to fulfill my promise which I made to somebody to submit that report tonight, and despite the fact I am having headache, I'm able to do it because of the discipline. But my dear friends, I know that discipline is painful, but it is less painful than the pain of regret. I told you that a life is a drawing without an eraser. Once you spend 10 to 20 years, and then after 20 years, you realize if you could have done this, you would have reached there. My dear friends, the pain of regret is far more pinching than the pain of discipline. Nothing comes for free. So you need to be disciplined, have to have that pain. Once you start following that discipline, once you get programmed with that discipline, habitual of having that pain, and after 20, 30 days, once you are happy with that, you will not feel that pain further. And that's a very interesting slide. What is written over here? Adults are deteriorated children. What does that mean? It means that when we were children, we were kids, we used to have big dreams. My dad used to tell me, do this, and I never said no. I never doubted whether I'll be able to do it or not. I never had a question mark over my abilities. I used to dream big in my lives. But what happens when I start growing, I start getting conscious. I start putting question marks on my abilities. I start putting question marks on my dreams by seeing other adults struggling with their lives, by seeing other about my limitation, what I can do, what I cannot do. Let's give the rebirth to that child again. Because once you have the child in yourself, the child will not have any boundaries so far as thinking is concerned. The child has a lot of positivity inside it. The child has a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. You will never see a child sitting quiet at one place. You will never see a child sitting at one place and feeling sad and depressed. We adults only do it. So have that child. If the child does not exist today, life has no meaning. Life has no excitement if that child is not there. All fun, all excitement, all curiosity, the zeal to move forward is there because we have child inside us. And if you want to move forward, if I want to stay there, and if there are so many hindrances I face in my life because of certain good or bad emotions I have. There are 5 primary positive emotions. Why I'm talking about it? We all have some positive and negative emotion inside us. Okay. Positive emotions empower us because I'm driven by my mind. The maximum energy which I fetch in my body is because of my mind. And my mind is driven by emotions. So the first emotion is hope. Once I was listening to a debate between 2 people about existence of God, and somebody who believes in God said one very good thing. Okay, I accept your logic that God may not exist in the world, but what the problem you have when the person who's frustrated from life, a person who lost all hope, goes to a temple or mosque and find some hopes there, hope to live, hope to things getting better, hope to coming out of adversities. So hope is such emotion which gives you a lot of energy and courage to fight with adversities. Second positive emotion is gratitude, because gratitude though is interpersonal, but still it gives you a lot of positive energy. It gives you happiness. But at the same time, before expressing the gratitude to outside world, express that gratitude to God, express that gratitude to your parents, express that gratitude to yourself. That's, yes, I could do something in my life. And I'm grateful to whatever I got in my life. I did not get birth in slums. I was not struggling with 2 times to get 2 meals a day. So I should have that feeling of gratitude. And then third is praise. When I praise myself and I praise others, there are certain hormones which get released, and that gives me a lot of energy, joy and love and patience. My dear friends, patience is extremely important. Perseverance. How perseverance? When we we fight for success, when we struggle with adversities, what makes us stand there in the battle, that is your perseverance, because you have a hope inside that one day you'll be successful, because you have thousands of such case studies where people struggled a lot, but finally they were successful because they persevere. And without patience, my dear friends, without hope and patience, you cannot persevere. Perseverance is the key, because when God has sent us to the earth, we were not given a guarantee card that will get the success in very first go. We were not given a guarantee card that no injustice will take place in our lives. My dear friends, patience, hope, gratitude, joy, and love, and praise. These are the 5 very important emotions. But at the same time, we must consider these 4 negative emotions of our life: fear, ego, jealousy, and anger. The fear and ego, and most out of these 4, 3 are not related with us. We get angry on somebody, we feel jealousy with somebody, we have ego without any reason. Fear, I understand, maybe fear of your existence, maybe fear of survival of your business, maybe fear of losing a relationship could be there. But these 4 are most dangerous emotions, my dear friends, which takes most of energy out of you, which disturbs your positivity, which force you to compromise with your dreams and future outcomes. Please identify them. That I do not claim as a human being that these would be missing. I have 4 of them, but what is the intensity, that is important. Before I joined JCI, I would rate my ego 7 or 8 out of 10. Today I rate my ego 3 or 3.5 out of 10. Ego is there, balanced ego is required, but excess of ego is very dangerous. Similarly, a small amount of jealousy is required, because when somebody is doing good in your society, and if a small amount of jealousy makes you feel inspired from inside, but too much of amount of jealousy doesn't let you work. Okay. And anger is another form of aggression. Why don't we suppress it and utilize that energy of aggression in performing our duties? Okay, so these are negative emotions, and you must identify, do this introspection, that on a scale of 10, what is the intensity? And if you find intensity is on a higher side, you can take an action to improve on these negative emotions. And my dear friends, because of these negative emotions, these are the resultant behavior. So if you have a habit of criticism, feeling inferiority, feeling that grief inside, doing comparison, feeling frustrated, a habit of inaction, you're not doing anything, sitting quiet, the feeling of rage, reaction, distrust, these all are resultant behavior out of those 4 negative emotions, my dear friends. So if you want to control these behavior, you need to control those negative emotions. I would share a story with you, how my self-destructive behavior caused problem with myself. Whatever I got in my life and whatever I failed to get, I'm responsible, my dear friends. And why I'm responsible, I share a story with you. Some 12, 13 years back, I was conducting a seminar in Delhi, New Delhi. It was for chartered accountant students. And during tea break, one student came to me and asked me, he was having a very, very depressing face and a very fearful expression on his face. He came to me, sir, I want to talk to you. Yes, tell me. No, sir, I want to talk to you separately. So I thought he must have some personal problem, must be having some personal problem. So we went in a corner and he said, sir, I feel so scared. And he was this, I could see an intense expression of fear on his face. Sir, I feel too scared. And I told, why you feel so scared? No, sir, when you started seminar, you asked us to introduce, when you gave me mic, and I was, not at all comfortable. I can't talk to new people. Sir, I have zero confidence. Sir, I feel like running away from this place wherever I am asked to give my introduction or I asked to speak on mic. I was wondering why he's saying so. Then I used metaphor. I told him a story. I told him a story that when I was studying in a college, we used to live in a house on first floor. So every morning, 6 or 7 o'clock, if summer's 6 o'clock, if winter's 7 o'clock, my friends used to call me to play cricket. So it was when time of winters, And 7 o'clock, my friends started calling me outside. So I woke up, got freshened up, and changed my dress, and getting down from stairs. The moment I jumped from the last step to the floor, I got wet, because I realized later on that the floor, there was a logged water, almost 1 feet was water there. And I totally got wet, and it was winter, so you can understand. So I was totally wet. So I told my friends, I'm not coming, you guys go, I'll be joining later. And what I started, there was a wiper, and I started cleaning that water so that other people do not suffer with the same problem. Right, and my mom came and started shouting me, what the hell you are doing in the morning? You're disturbing each and everyone. I told mom, for last 10 minutes, I'm trying to clear this water, but the water level is still 9 to 12 inch. It's not getting down. So my mom came and slapped me and told, there are 2 taps, water taps are still on. First, switch them off, then only the level of water will go down. So I never realized before cleaning that water that the taps are already on. I told this story to that person. He could not understand that I had to debrief it. My dear friends, you have to stop tap off your negativity. How you are conveying your message to me? Sir, I am so scared. I feel so scared. So I can't talk to people. Sir, I feel so depressed. Sir, I can't talk to new people. What the hell you are talking about? Unless you stop this tap of your negativity, you cannot allow your positivity to get in. You can use other sentences to give me the same communication. Sir, I want to feel more confident. Sir, I want to talk. I do not feel comfortable while introducing myself, but I want to be confident like other students do. My dear friends, you need to stop all sources of your negativity. And the major source of your negativity, you speak negative things about you. You question your abilities. You keep analyzing about what you lack. What you keep focusing on your negative emotions. Please stop that. Unless you stop that, it will not be possible you to replace it by positivity. And that's the part of positive self-talk. My dear friends, if I want positive thinking to take place in my life, and positive thinking to come in my positive action, and positive action to contribute as positive results in my life, it starts with positive self-talk. Positive self-talk means talking to yourself internally. And when we talk positive we do positive self-talk, we talk to ourselves internally. We should not question our abilities. We should focus only positive emotion. We should encourage ourselves. We should focus on our strengths. This is positive self-talk. And when we start positive self-talk, of course, you have positive attitude. And once you have positive attitude, you can reach to any height, my dear friends. And I want you, each one of you, to do an introspection during this program. It may be possible that if you test yourself on an attitude scale, it's not possible to score 10 out of 10. And in negativity, I will not say that you will score 10 out of 10 in negativity. So in positivity, some of us have 8 out of 10, somebody has 9 out of 10, somebody has 7 out of 10, somebody has 3 out of 10. Check your own score. Now, how would you check your score? Let me talk about positivity. If you have positive attitude, do you praise people? Do generally you carry a smile on your face? Does your body language is positive and energetic? Are you a disciplined, self-disciplined person? Do you take responsibilities? Do you take initiatives? Okay. Do you trust people? Do you praise people? If you talk about the other way around, the negativity, do you skip taking responsibilities or going out of it? Okay. Do you mistrust people? Do you criticize people? Do you always have the expressions of aggression or depression on your face? So just analyze that how much you get so far as attitude is concerned. And I give you another 2 minutes for that self-introspection once again, because the program is revolving around you, my dear friends. And even if you could bring 5% change in your life, I would say the program would be successful. We might have played this game in our childhood. And what happens? These ladders are like my strength. These snakes are like my weaknesses. And you have a couple of minutes to write in chat box two strengths and two weaknesses of yours. Please remember, I'm talking about the person's strength and weaknesses. Okay, skill, don't consider skill to be a strength right now. Okay, personal qualities I'm talking about. So what are your snakes and ladders? I want you to please write in chat box, and you have 1 minute for that. Please do that. I want to see what exactly you guys are writing. Okay, somebody wrote smile as strength. Okay, that's great. I'm emotional. Okay, I'll come back on this. Praise people, positivity, confidence, very nice. Positive attitude, willpower, never giving up, hardworking, ready to learn new things, hope, confidence, empathetic, positive attitude, praising people. Okay, I'm energetic, motivated, forgiveness, very nice, listening to others, helping people and feeling confident, helping tendency, committing, I'm committed to myself, but not consistent and lack implementation. Very nice. I'm very happy with you, my dear friends. How many times we might preach people? How many times we do that? My dear friends, I also do it on monthly basis and check, am I improving on regular basis? I have a written paper stick on my office table where I'm good and where I'm not good. What are my goals? What I'm achieving in next 5 years or 10 years? It is written. And I keep reviewing it. And I find that there are few things I'm constantly improving, and there are a couple of things I'm struggling with. So at least those things are in my mind, that where I need to be better in my life. But my dear friends, I was talking about comparison with others. So whenever I compare with others, I never feel jealous. And my dear friends, since I'm an NLP coach, I will tell you, whenever you feel jealous with somebody, for example, some of your friend or some of your neighbor is richer than you, is more successful businessman than you. And if you feel jealous, the jealousy will result into some thoughts related to that because of these things, he is richer. Because of these things, he's richer. Because of good luck, he's richer. Because of bad deeds, he's richer. My dear friends, your subconscious mind gets affected badly with jealousy, and it will never allow your mind to grow further, grow bigger than that person. So please stop feeling jealous. Yes, you can feel inspirational. You can feel motivated. And whenever I see somebody who's better than me, there are a number of people who are doing better than me. Those who are better speakers, those who are better trainers, those who are more creative than me, those who are good at dealing with people, those who are more punctual than me. So I always keep that sentence in mind. When others can do, I can also. All extraordinary tasks, all extraordinary achievements have been accomplished in this world by people, ordinary people like us. We were ordinary before accomplishing that task, but once I achieved something great in my life, I become extraordinary. There is one more thing, my dear friends, focus. How to have that focus? We know the focus is required. How to have a focus? You can practice the focus from small things. Okay. Seen these days, you know, is the cause of deviation. The major cause of deviation is, of course, our mobile phone. And from where you can start focus. If you are sitting with your family, talking to them, keep your mobile aside and just focus on what your wife, what your husband, what your daughter, what your parents are talking to you. Just focus on them. When you are eating your meals, just focus on eating your meals. These are a couple of things which you can easily focus. And if you are praying early in the morning, praying to God, just focus. Don't focus. Even if your mobile bell is ringing, do not focus. Even if mobile wasn't there 20 years back, you were still surviving. You can survive without mobile. There's no emergency in 3 minutes. Nothing can happen, my dear friend. So focus has to be there everywhere. But you start practicing, because focus a way of life. Focus is a habit. If you can focus in one thing, you can focus in 10 things. those who lack focus in their work, those who lack focus in their daily activities, they are the people who lack focus in eating, praying, and talking to their family members. So you can start with these things, and it's very easy to have focus while eating. It's very easy to have focus while talking to your kids. I'd like to show a video here. And for that, it's a very popular video, and I need to share the screen once again to help you guys listening to this video. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so it's a beautiful video. Just have a look and then we'll discuss about it. I think you guys are not able to see videos, but I could see in chat. So let me explain the story. I'll be telling you two interesting stories over here. It was 1992, Barcelona Olympics. In 400-meter race, an athlete called Derek Redmond was the most favorite of everyone. And once race began, almost 150 meters later, this guy had a severe pain in his leg and could not run further. Maybe it was a hamstring injury. Race was over, but this guy was still struggling, even walking, but still he completed the race. Despite the fact he cannot win the race. It was so painful experience for him, even to walk, but somehow he finished the race. And he was crying badly. You just please, I request each one of you to watch this video on YouTube. It is a wonderful video. He was crying like anything. And when somebody asked him after game is over that despite the fact that you cannot win the race, why you tried to do that? He said that running is my passion, running is my profession, running is my religion. I cannot disrespect it. I knew that I cannot win, but I don't want to live till the time I'm surviving, until I take my last breath. I do not want to leave single race of my life incomplete. Look at the dedication. Look at the sincerity. Look at the commitment. It's not only about winning. It's about completing the task, whether the task is giving result to you or not. And there was a frustration, of course, because he had to wait another 4 years. He was practicing for this event for last 4 years, and he could not win that gold medal. That's why he was crying all the way. My dear friends, the sincerity, dedication is the key. I do not tell you to do so many tasks. Do one task, smaller task, but with 100% dedication. My dear friends, dedication and sincerity is a character, is a habit. If I do one small thing with sincerity, dedication, I will do all other things with dedication as well. There is a picture in front of you. It's a wonderful picture. This belongs to a French person named Philip Pettit. A movie was released, Hollywood movie was released in 2015, and the name of the movie was The Walk. And the movie is based on the real life story of Philip. You know, he was in France, and his father was in police, born and brought up in a very good family, but he had a different amount of passion. So what he used to do is, he used to do a lot of stunts. So in backyard of his house, he used to tie a rope between two trees and used to walk on that rope, 10, 12 feet, higher from the earth. One day when he was 12-year-old or 13-year-old, his father threw him out of the house because he was not ready to accept the kind of stunt his son was doing. And this guy was started living on the roadside and doing his stunts on the roads. One fine day, he had some problem in his tooth, so went to dentist. And there he saw a table calendar with a photograph of Twin Towers, World Trade Towers of New York, which got destroyed in 2001. And that day, he was 18-year-old at that time, and that day he decided that this is the mission of my life, to tie a rope between these two towers and walk on these roads. And my dear friends, he did it in 1975. It was an illegal act, of course, because administration did not permit it. How he managed to do that? He did not get any money out of it. He did not get any prize for it. Rather, police arrested him and left after some time. But it was his passion. And once you watch this movie, if you have watched, that's very good. But if you haven't watched, I recommend you must watch this movie, and the height of sincerity and dedication and passion and devotion, what a person can do. During this process, because my belief is driven by my values. Remember, my belief is driven by my values. Therefore, values are important to be understood. Values are important to be practiced. And if we practice right values, my dear friends, we will not hurt anybody. We will not have that sense of guilt. We will not have that, stain on our personality that we are doing something wrong. So there are 5, 6 very important values to practice. If someone trusts me, let me not break that trust. And trust, is a natural phenomena. When we are born, a child which is born an hour ago, nature gives that trust, because child doesn't know who my mom, who dad. Whatever is fed to that child, whatever is given in the mouth of the child, accepts it. So trust, please do not break anybody's trust. If you won't be able to do that. Do not indiscriminate. Organizations like JCI, we respect all caste, creed, communities. We respect all religions. We should not discriminate people based on anything. Everyone is equal to me. Let us all be transparent in our conduct. Let us have the belief in our own abilities. Let us be empathetic towards people. Keep your shoes, put your shoes in somebody's your foot in somebody's shoes, and then feel what others feel, and keeping your commitment. By keeping those commitments, you will be able to have your trust intact. I was talking about sincerity and dedication, and that sincerity dedication comes with passion. Each one of us are passionate about something or other. I've seen people passionate using mobiles. I've seen people passionate to smoke. I've seen people passionate for parties. But you need to realize how your passionate is helping you to be happy, how your passionate is helpful for your growth, how your passionate is helpfully making you a good human being. So my dear friends, the biggest advantage of being passionate is passionate people are not defeated by failure. They practice perseverance. They use setbacks. They use those failures as learning lessons, because they know failure is just an event. Failure is not a person. That's one of the biggest advantages of being passionate in your life. I was reading a book called Tough Time Never Lasts But Tough People Do. The Test of Tough People. And I read this story. This book was written by Dr. Robert Sculler. And I read that story. How tough people's survival is better than less tough people. So a farmer used to grow potatoes. When potatoes got ready, he used to go to the city or town area to sell the potatoes. Now it is a market of potatoes where most farmers are selling their potatoes. This particular farmer is able to sell potatoes at a better price and fetch more profit. So other potato farmer asked him how you are able to do that. He says, my dear friends, what I do is I divide these potatoes in three lots: the big size potatoes, the smaller size potatoes, and the medium size potatoes, and three different prices. And more customers try to come to me, and they give me a better price. So this guy says, how do you do that? How do you segregate those potatoes? He says, I keep all those potatoes when I leave my village to come to city, and when I come to city, I come from a way where there is no proper road, so I have to take a kacha road. So there are a lot of the road is uneven, so a lot of bumps are there. So in that process of bumping and jumping, potatoes which are of bigger size come on the top, and potatoes which are smaller size go at the bottom, and middle size potatoes always remain in middle. And then the author says this equally applicable on human being. None of us is free from adversities. Right from childhood till today, we have been facing various challenges in our life. Okay, but if we are able to face those challenges successfully, we will be right on top. Those who give up easily, those who curse their situation, those who have drawn negativity out of that adverse situation, they people are going to go to the bottom of their lives. So we all watch dreams. So they are very interesting thing written, dreamt by any, desired by many, converted into goal by a few, and handful get passionate, and those handfuls are achievers. So there are four things are written: dream, desire, goal, and passion. And there is a series. Each and every one who's living being on this earth is given power to dream. So each one of us is dreaming while sleeping, while being awake. But a few people are converting those dreams into desires. What do you mean by desires? If I keep thinking about those dreams, yes, I want to reach there. Yes, I want to have it. Yes, I want to get this thing. That means when you start thinking quite frequently about it, it's become desire. But desire will not be fulfilled unless you have a blueprint, unless you have an actionable plan to achieve it. So you need to convert it into goal. Write it on a piece of paper, analyze the resources, think about the obstructions you might have, and you have goal. But only a handful people are passionate about those goals, and those passionate people are the achievers. Having passion for your goals make you more successful. So many people achieve their goals without being passionate, but they do not enjoy the journey. They do not achieve that excellence. They do not reach on the pinnacle. So my dear friends, feeling passionate is the key. If you are passionate, you can find with all kind of adversities in your life and rise above all. And to feel passionate, it is very, very essential to fall in love with what you do. We are all are grown-ups. We might not have that option right now that do what you love. That's why I have written, fall in love with what you do. Whatever you are doing, unless you are falling in love, unless you are obsessed with your own your daily activity, you cannot fall in love. You cannot feel passionate about it. Teaching economics in the air-conditioned room, and he started working on it. One single man, my dear friends. He is the person who brought the microfinancing loan to people who earn, you know, a rupee, people who earn a rupee a day. He started helping them, and in 25-30 years time, his benefit reached to almost 3 million people. His organization, the Grameen Bank, used to disburse 500 million US dollars every year. My dear friends, the person left to your side is Mr. Muhammad Yunus from Bangladesh. He's a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Nobel Peace Prize winner, the great celebrity. He's the real celebrity in a sense that he brought change to millions' life. He is leaving legacy to this world. His single thought. He used his education. He used his qualification. He used his experience, helping people, making them feel empowered. My dear friends, we are also like them. If he can do, we can also do anything in our own respective field. To your right, a lady born and brought up in a small town of India, my dear friends. And she was so passionate about looking at stars, looking at moon, looking at sky. When she was 5 or 6 year old, and whenever she was on rooftop with her mom, she used to always ask Mom, can we go there? Mom, why these stars are shining? And mom was not much literate, had no answer to her questions. And when she went into engineering, she was the only one single girl in the entire university who was studying aeronautical engineering. And one fine day, she reached to the top space agency of world, NASA. She served to NASA, Kalpana Chawla, and she sacrificed her life in one of the space missions. My dear friends, what is your family background? In which city you are born? Doesn't matter. What matters most, what you carry here. What you carry here. People like excuses given do not want to come out of those comfort zones. So it does not matter what happens to you. What matters most, how do you respond when that happens to you? So I was talking to you guys about perseverance. Perseverance means God did not guarantee you that you will be succeeding in your very first attempt. So rarely you succeed in first time, but doesn't mean that every time you will fail. There are possibilities that if you keep trying, keep persevering, you'll be successful. Whether you are talking about business or studies or social service or doing something extraordinary in your life, keep trying. You will be successful in your life for sure. Failure should make you better, not bitter. Some of us, when try and fail for a couple of times, we take that bitterness inside our mind. We start feeling that, depression in our mind that I'm not able to do it. Do not. It's your choice to be better or bitter. One of the finest, best president of India ever, happened in India. An ideal of most of the Indian, very simple person. And how from a small background, born and brought up in a small village where even there was no electricity, he did not have even, slippers to wear, footwears to wear. But this person is inspiration to million people. What we need to do, my dear friends, as I told you, we need to change here. So need to create vocabulary of successful, positive, inspiring individual. Those who are successful people, positive people, keep looking at them. Try to use their vocabulary, because vocabulary is very important to your mental programming. Be passionate in your speech. Whenever you speak to people, whenever you interact with people, show your enthusiasm, show your motivation, show your energy, because words and an arrest dividend. I'll keep talking about the perseverance because your first time attempt is not guaranteed success. The person you can see is one of the famous author who wrote some novels. Okay, he's in European. Since his childhood, he was very passionate for writing. Very passionate for writing. So he used to write some small stories. When he was 15 or 16 or maybe 17-year-old, he sent with few sentences, Mr. So-and-so, you write badly. I recommend you to not to write, and is rejecting your story. But he kept writing, sending, kept writing and sending. And my dear friends, he was rejected for 747 times. The height of perseverance. He was not ready to give up. 747 times he was rejected. But one 748th time, his story was published by a newly launched magazine. And because of his story, the magazine got very popular. It was so exciting. And later on, how many novels he got published? More than 600 novels, not articles and stories, my dear friend. 600 novels of this person got published. He writes thriller and crime related stories. He doesn't exist now. The name of this person is John Creasy. Look at the perseverance. Whenever you want to fetch inspiration, so far as perseverance is concerned, think about this person. Think about this person. My dear friends, achieving, you need to give yourself a thought. How do I want myself to be different post-COVID scenario? Because these 40, 50 days are extremely important to your life. These 45 days, 50 days going to change the whole world, communities, and you also. How do you want your family to be different? How do you want your company, your relationship, your society to be different? How you want this world at large to be different? And how you want your JCI to be different as well, my dear friends. Yes, and you are the only person who can create that difference. A single step, a single man is responsible to create difference. Single women also. And I'm taking to my final slide. And that final slide, because I'm a chartered accountant person from the side of finance, so I cannot forget the balance sheet. If I consider to be an average life of a man of 72 years, you see how we spend our life. Remember, this balance sheet belongs to an ordinary human being. An ordinary human being spent 24 years just in sleeping. First 3 years, childhood. 10 years, generally we spend in education. 10 years means from the age of 3 to till age of 21 and 22, say I spend all 8 hours a day in my school and college and self-studies. That takes around 10 years of your life. Daily routine work 6 years, gossiping and entertainment 5 years, job and business 10 years, traveling 2 years, daily commuting 2 years, medication 3 years, social responsibility 2 years, time wasters 2 years, old age 3 years, balance is 0. And someone's balance sheet even go to negative, because if you are using your mobile and entertainment and gossiping more, and if you are living in a metro city where your daily commuting takes a couple of hours, that means daily commuting maybe 4 years instead of 2 years. My dear friends, this is the balance sheet of an ordinary human being. You cannot expand whatever God has given you, 70 years or 80 years or 90 years or 60 years. You cannot change. It is your destiny. What you can change, the internal classification. Internal classification. What you do with those number of years, that is extremely important, my dear friend. And I'm very sure that that sunrise will take place in your heart, mind, and soul. And definitely that's going to create a lot of difference in your life. You'll make yourself empowered to create an empowered society, to leave a legacy in your life. Thank you so much for wonderful and patient listening. Over to the moderator. Let me display my mobile number over here, so in case somebody wants to note down my WhatsApp number, and then you can remove the screen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pritam. I think it was a really inspiring session for all of us. My takeout is irrespective of the pandemic, I have to be as hopeful as possible and as positive as I can be in my life, in every sector to begin with. And I did see what you did there in 72 years of life. You made people sleep for 24 years. So yeah, that's pretty big amount of time. I think we need to reduce that as well. But anyways, we will definitely be taking QA sessions. But before that, I would like to recognize few guests. So we have, I think, the past national president of JCI India, Rajesh Chandak, with us, who has been a participant for this meeting. Can we have few words from Mr. Rajesh Chandak?
It's a pleasure to attend any training program conducted by Pritam. I really like him. Pritam, you really work very hard for every presentation, and there is always a difference in some way the subject is being tackled. This was particularly very inspiring, very motivating, and happy to have attended. Congratulations to the organizers for doing the wonderful job. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajesh sir.
Thank you, sir, so much. Pritam sir, if you could stop, sharing your screen. I think we have one more speech.
Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you so much. So I would like to request the next guest, who I think is one of the amazing people that I haven't had the opportunity of meeting, but I'm sure someday I will definitely be meeting him. This is no other than the national president of JCI India, Anish Matthew, is also here with us. So we'd really love to hear from Anish, Sir Anish Matthew, about today's event and how he sees the relationship between JCI Bangladesh and JCI India.
Thank you, moderator, for this great privilege. My colleague, National President Sara Kamal, past National President Santosh Kumar sir, and from privileged way, he is from my own state. Past National President Rajesh Chandak sir, today's motivated trainer Pritam Goswami ji, Shelly Chowdhury, a lot of people I am personally knowing sitting here. It's a great privilege for me to attend international, maybe it's a multi-national things in a Zoom meeting which we are organizing. It's a great thing. And I hope that all my JC family members of Bangladesh is also keeping well, safe in this pandemic COVID-19 situation. I wish you all the very best and praying for your speedy recovery of your nation also. And during this time, we are also engaged in different types of training with all kinds of motivations. Actually, to be frankly say that the manufacturers of Zoom people are also wondering how this opportunity, this JC members is utilizing the opportunities of Zooms. Good to see all the members, junior JCs, JCs, JCREDs, all our categories and segment members are benefiting by this Zoom platform, and we are ready to bounce back in the after the lockdown process is shifted. And it's one more appreciable effort for a norms coming forward, having just like the tenets of our JC creed, it's doing perfectly like that to make this event, to this inter-collaborated training event helps to understand the cultures, the systems, and the inspirational things of both norms that they are conducting and doing very well. And thank you so much for here. You can see a lot of people who are very well known to me. Chirag Desai, Rainu, Abdul Salam. A lot of people are here. Today, to aware you, today we have started. We have conducted the JC India National Webinar and it's over. And now we started today onwards each zone-wise meeting for the next continuing 10 days. So I want to meet all my long presidents during this period and get inspired by their work also. So all these activities bring us to make that we are an extraordinary people who has been adapted to this lockdown situations and bounce back very soon when it's over. Wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for inviting me. And I think your Bangladesh NP is also here, or she left out. Mera salam bolna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that amazing speech and inspiring all of us. I hope you will keep on doing that to us for always. So we will be taking, moving to the question and answer session, and it's for 15 minutes because we won't be able to take so many questions. So if you have questions, yes, please raise your hand and I will ask you one by one. So the first question is coming from the national trainer of JC Nagi Reddy. Sir, please your question, sir. JC Nagi
Hello.
Reddy. Yeah, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, thank you very much for giving a great opportunity. Hi, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. I'm JC Nagreddy from Zone 4, Andhra Pradesh, AP. I'm
Yes.
very wonderful, sir. Wonderful session. I'm completed national trainer and author also. But today you're learning lot of things. Very simple things, but wonderful clarification and everything, sir. I'm very happy. Sir, my question is, when you are reaching adult 45 to 50 is, even though today what you say, so many things, definitely emotions, negative things, so many things is there. But how to overcome, sir? Now you are above 44 years age, children are studying intermediate degree. I think you are telling about 72 years old only. So remaining
No.
only. So,
That's the average age. That's the average age.
So, okay, whatever it may be, you put in another 10 years or 80 years, almost
Okay.
45 years completed. What do, sir? Please give me. I think this is the question, all of you, sir, not only me. I think so.
Okay. Thank you for the question. And yes, sometime when we are able to recognize that I have these negative emotions which really bother me. So
Okay.
what we need to do is we need to first identify two things. Number one, what are those emotions which are hurting you? Number one. Secondly, those negative emotions do not take place 24/7. They come to your mind or they affect on certain situations, which I call triggers. So you need to identify those situations, those circumstances, those events or those triggers when it is taking place. Okay. Once you are able to identify the trigger, for example, I used to get angry. Okay, earlier. So my score of angerness was 8 out of 10 some 15 years back. And then when I started learning about it, that I do not get angry every single moment with everyone. So I identified two things. Number one, two triggers. In two situations, I used to get angry. Number one, whenever I felt hungry, I used to feel irritated. And that irritation, and during that irritation time, if somebody comes to you and asks, doesn't talk properly, I used to react. So I found a very simple situation that whenever I used to feel hungry and I'm in an office, I used to keep a box of biscuits. So I feel hungry, I had to have a 2 biscuits, so I do not react. So it was a very simple thing. The second reason I used to get angry was when I'm involved in some task and I need to finish it. And at that time, I keep receiving a couple of phone calls and all that. So I used to get angry because I wanted to focus on that task. So I identified a very simple solution for that. So if I'm busy doing some important work, I keep my mobile on a silent mode in my drawer so it doesn't bothers me. And I tell my office people, because I'm not a doctor, so I can't have an emergency. So I tell my office people, do not disturb me for next 2 hours. I'm doing an important task. Once I finish. So these were the two reasons. And once I knew these two situations or triggers of my anger, I addressed them. So my anger was already addressed. So identify your emotions and identify their triggers. I'm very sure that you'll be able to get rid of them, any kind of emotions, sir.
Thank you so much, Pritam sir, for that answer. Next question we have is from Akasha Sethi. Akasha Sethi.
Hello, sir. Moderator, sir, please. One minute, sir. 1 minute. My gratitude to our Guru Santosh sir in the screen, sir. Our Santosh sir, thank you very much for Nagreddy from Rajahmundry. Thank you, sir. Sir, about NLP, give me a small suggestion, sir, in chat box, please. About
Okay,
NLP
sir.
learning.
Sir, I have displayed my number over there. So I write my number in chat box. So you can text me. I'll give you the idea.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
So we move to Akash Sethi, please. Your question.
A very good morning, sir. It was a wonderful session. Got very much inspired, especially the last slide, what you have left out with your knowledge. That is, I think, making all of us rethink of whatever work we do. So thank you so much for that wonderful session. I'm from Zone 15, JCI India. So my question is, in whatever I do, I try to do it with utmost passion and excellence. Even the simplest report, I try to see to it that there are no flaws. But what happens is, like, just because I'm trying to do it with excellence, most of the time I'll be, I'll be up to that deadline. Like, I'll not be able to finish it off within the time. That is one question. And the second thing is, I am very, trying to do something. I am passionate about it. I would love to complete that goal. But after 1 or 2 days, I somewhere start neglecting unknowingly. So how do you think I can handle this?
Okay. There are two things. Your question has two dimensions. Number one, because of that perfectionist attitude, sometimes you reach to your deadlines. So we need to understand being perfectionist is a good habit, but somehow we need to prioritize a few important things. So if suppose I need to do something which is not very important, I need to do it, but it's not very important, I should not spend a lot of time on doing that. Because if I spend a lot of time on a non-important thing or unimportant thing, somehow, because I have a limited time, 24 hours a day. So I will somehow suffer in other important tasks. So priority is a very important thing. Number two, what we can do is, along with priority, daily tasks which we do, you can also mark a deadline. Because our mind is so powerful. If you tell your mind that I'll do this thing in 3 days, so your mind will not let you do it before 3 days. But if you define an internal deadline to your mind that I have to finish it in 8 hours, you'll be able to finish it in 8 hours. So define priorities and define deadlines. I like the way you do everything with passion. But at one particular point of time, you need to prioritize it. Otherwise, what happens? Sometimes we devote more passion and time to something which is not important to me.
Thank you so much, sir. The next question that we have is from a brand. It's called Lenovo. So can we please have the question, Lenovo?
Good afternoon, sir. It's me, Sachi Paudel, and I'm speaking from Nepal. I'm very happy to join this training today, and I found it very effective. I have a question for you. I'm 24 years old, and I'm very positive towards my work. Like you said, I'm always smiling at my work, and I'm full of energy at the office, and I'm very passionate towards my work as well. But when I come home, I get very lazy and I sleep a lot. And I tried this a lot of time to get rid of this habit, but I'm not being able to. In my work, like in my office, I'm very passionate, I'm very energetic, but when I come to home, that's really opposite. So if you could help me out with this.
Okay. Again, I would say that it is something related to your neurological pathways in your mind, because despite knowing that this is not good for me and we are not able to get rid of those habits, and we are programmed. Like, I give an example. You feel more sleepy. You can sleep at every place, or you feel comfortable sleeping at a particular place. Of course, you'll be comfortable.
I feel comfortable sleeping at any place. It's not
okay.
like...
But at your home or at other place also?
At my home, I feel more comfortable, but like when I visit my relatives also,
we are mentally programmed to sleep at particular place and sleep at particular time. So if that is stored in my mind, that once I reach home, I'll be relaxing, and it becomes a permanent program, permanent logic in your mind. So we need to remove that logic. So if you go according to the subconscious theory, you need to practice 21 days not to sleep. You have to have that pain of discipline. So once you do it 21 days, you have to push yourself to be awake while after reaching home. 22nd day, you will not feel sleepy. This is the longer way. But otherwise, being an NLP coach, I can suggest you separately a few ways. Within 30-40 minutes exercise I'll give you. I can remove your program of that sleeping. And during that program, you can feel equally energetic by reaching home.
Yes,
You can connect, you can WhatsApp me and I can give you the process how to do that.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, our friend all the way from Nepal. I'm not seeing any more hands. If anyone has any question. If none, I have a question, Pritam, sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So I have been hearing the entire sessions. It's more about how it's important to have your dreams. I mean, bottom line, it's important to have hopes, right? But life is not that easy, right? It's not coincided within the PowerPoint, and it keeps on, making you fail in everything, right? So even if you probably succeed in one particular thing, you fail in other aspects of life because you have so many smaller goals in life, and not just one goal that actually keeps you pushing forward. So you have multiple goals. You have family goal, you have professional goal, you have JCI goal, and you have so many other goals that are lying. So do you think it's important to seek at times it's important to seek professional help from because mental health is a very serious issue? Do you think it's important to seek professional help, irrespective of whether I am sad or not, even to stay motivated and to have high hopes? How important is it to go to counselors?
Absolutely all right, sir. I give my answer into 3-4 parts. Number one, I agree with you that we have multiple goals and so many dimensions of our life. And I accept this fact that work-life balance is more of a concept rather than a practical approach. Balancing can be done, but it is not possible to equalize everything. If you give 8 out of 10 to your work life, may not give 8 out of 10 to your family life. So what we need to do is, say I have 5 goals. My personal fitness goals, my professional goals, my personal learning goals, my JCI goals, or maybe my family or my kids' goals. Sometimes I also get bothered, no doubt about that. Entire February, I was traveling like hell because of my professional commitments and my trainings, which I do. So I was not able to go to gym on a daily basis. I generally go 20 out of 30 days because of my traveling. And in month of February and January, I was not able to go in even 15 days. And that was constantly creating pressure on me. So we all need mentors in our life. We call them counselors, we call them mentors. So when I discuss my problem, whether it's a small problem, to my counselor or my mentors, I get a solution, and that gives me a release. So I talked to my mentor. My mentor said, don't put pressure. There have been a couple of years when you haven't been to gym. So there are justified reasons just because of you creating a lot of pressure in your mind and carrying that guilt of not going to gym. So what is your first priority? Of course, going to office. What is my first priority is my family. My second priority is my business. And my third priority is going to gym. Otherwise, I'm healthy. Even if I'm not go to gym, I don't go to gym. Even I'm okay with that because I have a controlled weight. So sometimes few of the priorities keep us bothering. So if we keep those priorities on a lower side and focus more on a higher side for some time, that's fine. But okay, I don't have any priority, and without any reason, I'm sleeping till 8 o'clock in the morning and do not going to gym. That one friend from Nepal, what she said, that when I return home, I feel like sleeping without any reason. So I want to overcome with that. Okay, but unnecessary, do not put pressure that cause mental disturbance and mental pressure to you. But yes, sir, I agree with one point. Despite whatever profession we have, despite whatever age group we belong to, we should have one mentor and counselor and a guide across our life. That's why CEOs of big companies still have their personal coaches. So we have that. We should have that. So if you are feeling some challenge, no, and when you talk to me, discuss your problem with me for 10 minutes, you'll feel good whether I'm able to offer you a solution or not. But since you share your dilemma with me, you'll feel good. So we must have somebody who can guide us in our lives.
Thank you so much, sir. And I totally agree with that particular idea. The next question we have is from Ifti Jahan Alam. Sir, please, your question.
So, hi, hello. Am I
Yes,
audible?
please. Yes.
So this is Ifti from JCI Dhaka West. So first of all, thank you so much, Pritam sir, for such an amazing session, especially in this pandemic time. And I'm sure that it will boost up our energy. I have two questions. So first, how while taking rational decisions, how do you separate emotions? And can I proceed my second question?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah, so my second question is, whenever I set a goal or I try something new, first I am enthusiastic, I have passion towards that goal or that interesting thing. But later on, when I almost reach there, I like few steps left, then I lost my interest or energy or passion. And there is a fear that, okay, probably I will not end up doing like failure or not reach that goal. So in those situations, how do I cope up, or how do I keep my mind stable and finish the rest of the work?
Can you repeat your first question? I just forgot it. Second question I remember. What was your first question?
My first question is that how do you separate your emotions while taking rational decisions?
That's both the questions are fantastic questions, and let me tell you, my dear friends, most decisions we take are influenced by our emotions. And there are two types of emotions, let me tell you. Either you are very excited. Oh yeah, I'll be successful. And when you are very excited, you will be biased. And you will not be evaluating that decision, will not be doing right cost-benefit analysis of that decision. I have done such mistakes in my life and paid a huge price for that. Okay. Secondly, sometimes what happens, a good option or offer comes to you, and I'm biased from negative point of view because of the person who's giving this offer, because of the kind of offer it is, or because of the mindset is not right at present, despite the fact that it's a very good offer, very good decision, very good proposal, I'm not very positive about it. In both these situations, my emotions are affected by decision. My dear friends, I'll speak a bit about NLP. Neuro-linguistic programming is a science of a training where it offers you a solution of how to do it. In most of the trainings, I told in this training also what is to be done. But at times when this question was asked, I don't have an answer how it is to be done. So in NLP, we use a technique called submodality, and it helps you taking a decision, keeping your emotions aside, keeping your emotions aside, and what suits to your subconscious mind, it gives you a right decision. So, but for the time being, you should take a decision. When you think either you are biased positively or negatively, you should postpone that decision to a right state when you are in a right frame of mind. You are not in an emotional state of mind, and think about that decision. Number one. Number two, discuss about that decision of yours to two people whom you think who are giving you right advice, who will not carried away with your emotions. So try do these two things for the moment. Keep the NLP technique aside. Number two was also a very interesting question, and in almost every training, this question is asked by majority of people. Sir, I'm very excited when I start some new project or a new task. When I go to gym, my dear friends, I tell them, the manager, that you have 300 people enrolled in your gym, but only 70 or 80 people come on daily basis. So this gym manager says, sir, our gym is running because of that. Because most people under excitement pay 1 year subscription, but most of them will discontinue after a few days. And our profitability comes because of these people. If all 300 people come on daily basis, we will not be able to run this gym. Okay, so it happens with everyone. This is also a neurological pathway of yours. You have to understand your mental programming, that based on your history, based on your 3-4 past experiences, at what particular time you stop, you lose that excitement, you lose that energy, you lose that passion. What time, what exact thought comes to your mind? And once you are able to identify the kind of emotion takes place just before that, you are able to identify that particular trigger, you will be able to address. The problem is, what we tell, sir, my anger is my problem. Sir, my procrastination is problem. Sir, my sleeping is my problem. Sir, losing that excitement at the last stage of my project is a problem. My dear friend, these are not problem. These are symptoms. Problem is something else. Problem is the root cause. Problem is the trigger. Problem is that particular emotion which is forcing you to drive away from the excitement in that project. So first identify that specific emotion and root cause. Once you are able to identify, you will be able to get rid of it. And if you are not able to get rid of it, come back to me, because if you come back to me right now, I will also ask you to identify the root cause. Once root cause is identified, it will take 5-10 minutes to get rid of it.
Thank you so much, sir. The next question we have is, we will take 2 more questions, and we have those 2 questions. So the first question is from the long president of JCI Dhaka Young, Imtiaz Chaudhary. Imtiaz, can you please direct your question to our trainer?
Very good afternoon. The session has been wonderful. Many, many thanks. So my question is on the last slide, the balance sheet of life. We see calculating on 8 hours sleep. We have 24 hours of sleep in our average lifespan. So we are adding social media. Those are distracting the people in the city. We are having more time in the commuting. I only see we can steal some time from the sleep. So my question, as you are an NLP expert also, so how much we can stretch? Like 8 hours sleep, we don't have any more option to lessen our sleep. How much we can stretch?
Okay. This was the balance sheet of an ordinary man, and I was listening to a medical expert. I was talking to a doctor. Generally, medical science prescribes 7 hours sleep for men and 8 hours sleep for women normally, based on the biological needs. But we have seen many such, all top business tycoons, all, the film celebrities, Bollywood, Hollywood, or celebrities, all politicians, their average sleep time is 4 hours, my dear friends, and they survive for long. Your biological needs are driven by my mental needs. Again, I would say it's your mental program. Sometimes it happens when we do meditation, and in NLP we use word called trance. If I take you in trance for 40 minutes or 45 minutes, trance is a deep sleep, deep state of meditation. When you come out of this 40 minutes or 30-minute trance, you will be energized more than you feel energized after 7 or 8 hours sleep. So this is possible. I personally believe 6 hours sound sleep. Sound is underlined. 6 hours sound sleep is very, very sufficient. So even if I steal 2 hours on daily basis from my sleep, and that too early in the morning, because early in the morning is more productive. So you save 60 hours in a month and 720 hours in a year. And 720 hours is almost 12 days. 12 days. So you can increase your life by 12 days a year just by stealing 2 hours on daily basis from your sleep. Or more than your sleep, you can identify at least 2 more hours in your daily routine, which we are unknowingly spending or wasting, my dear friends. So easily, just by fine-tuning your daily routine, despite your hectic schedule, you can afford to increase your life by 1 month every year. 1 month every year.
Wonderful. Many, many thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think cutting down on sleep is something that we all have to work on. Like joining the 5 a.m. club is tough. Probably at times I go to sleep at 5 a.m. So yeah. So the last question that we have is from your friend, someone who has done your training before. It's none other than our national director, Mahira Habib. So Mahira, please.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the session. My question to you is, you already know that we are going through a very tough times, and if I talk about my industry, we are going through a zero business kind of. So how should how should we manage the stress in future, like the financial stress or economic stress? How should we manage it?
When this lockdown commenced, because being a chartered accountant, I of course need to guide my clients as well. So couple of things which we need to do, of course, because people are predicting how economy will go and it will take 2 years or 3 years. But I would say that we can just predict and we are not sure how much time it's going to take. Though I still consider, a few days back, I was doing a webinar in Sri Lanka also for JCI Colombo, and the same question came up from there also. But I see a big opportunities for countries like India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal, because we are developing countries and a lot of opportunities are going to come. For us, still, from individual, from business perspectives, we need to plan our cash flows for next at least 12 months. Cash flows means first plan your all your EMIs, all your minimum expenses of your household or your medical. Plan it carefully, and at least we need to identify some 25 to 30% cut in that expense. And of course, for next 1 year, we will not be going to shopping malls. For next 1 year, we will not going to watch movies in theaters. For next 1 year, we'll be skipping so many functions, parties, and big events. So there would be some savings, and because of our because of the social distance, we'll be reducing expenses on our dressing and our conveyance. So we need to plan your 12 months cash outflow, individual cash outflow, and then your business cash outflow, and then think about how much savings we have and what's the probable cash inflows which we might have. I agree with next couple of years are going to be tough times in terms of finances for each one of us, no doubt about that, but proactive approach is going to help us. So the only thing is plan your cash flows, and cutting your costs to at least 30% is going to help us a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahira. Thank you, Mahira.
Thank you so much, everyone. I know a lot of people want to ask questions, but I think we have already exceeded our timeline.
Yes.
And there is a prayer schedule in Bangladesh that also has to be maintained. So obviously, I would love everyone to ask more questions and get more involved, because that's the entire concept of an interactive session. But I think we have Pritam's WhatsApp number, which he has already shared. So if you have questions, please direct it to Pritam sir's WhatsApp, or you can always mail him as well. So is it possible to have the PPT delivered to all the participants, so that at least we can have a better understanding of how
I can do it? I can of course share it with you. So please share your email ID with me. So I'll share with you, and I think through registration records you have email IDs of almost everyone. Yeah, I'll do that, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So we move to the end of the session, and at this point, I would request the local president of JCI Dhaka East, Wasif Wahed, to go for the vote of thanks and introducing the trainer for tomorrow, Arman Khan. I think Arman Khan sir is also present here. So over to you, Wasif Wahed.
Thank you very much, moderator Mehdi Bhai. It was indeed a wonderful session. We thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a really great initiative. I think combined effort of it shows the power of JCI. How we can all connect together. JCI Bangladesh, JCI India, Nepal. So I'd like to thank the JCI National President of India, Mr. Anish Matthew, who has joined the past National President Santosh sir. Then our JCI Bangladesh National President Sara Kamal. Of course, special thanks goes to the trainer Pritam Goswami. Sir, it was extremely learning, very interesting session for us. And I'm personally happy that we could be a part of it, our local chapter. I'll also like to thank JCI Nemmara, the local president, Srijit, then JCI Palghat, Varsha Kumar, then our JCI Dhaka Achievers, another chapter who is participating with us. I think it was really wonderful, and thanks goes also to the moderator. And tomorrow we have another interesting training, which is to be conducted by JCI National Executive Vice President of Bangladesh, Mr. Arman Khan. Be the bolt in your race. I hope that you'll all join tomorrow and have another engaging session. Handing over to Mehdi Bhai. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have tomorrow's trainer here as well. So Arman Khan sir is here. So just 1 minute, sir, to say how tomorrow's 1 hour is going to be.
Good afternoon, everyone. JCI India, JCI Bangladesh, and a special thanks to Santosh sir for brainchilding this session for today, and great sincere gratitude to Pritam sir for conducting this wonderful session. And actually, I've raised the expectations for the members for tomorrow's webinar. So I will try my best to come up with something interesting for you all. So stay connected. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mehdi.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Arman sir. I think tomorrow's session is Be the Bolt in Your Race has already been mailed to you. I will obviously mail it again today with the proper Zoom ID. So see you all tomorrow, and yeah, take care. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And thank you, Santosh sir, for a wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.